Hi, AT from CNC at Home. You know I like to burn tiles. And one of the things that I do is when I paint them, the conditions of painting aren't always exactly the same. So this last batch of white tiles that I painted, there was a dozen of them, I wanted to mark on the back some sort of batch number. So I just wrote the date on the back with a Sharpie. That way I know that they're all pretty much painted the same way. And then when I do another batch, I can put the date on there, just in case there's any slight differences in how I'm doing that. Another thing I do is I write things on the back like this. So this says YOB. So that stands for yellow, orange, black. So what I did is painted a white tile, put a yellow paint on, then an orange paint, and then a black on top of that. And that gives this kind of cool layered effect with the color. Here's another one. It's got GB on it. That stands for green black. So it was a green tile or white tile painted green and then with black on top of it. Other things that I do, for instance on this moon, I did a whole bunch of moon ones. On the back of that, as you can see, I wrote some information. So it says 4K, so I burned that at 4,000 millimeters per minute at 45% power using the Jarvis in light burn for the imaging. So there's those kinds of things that I do. And I was thinking, what if I used my laser to burn some of that information on the back of the tile? That's what this video is going to be about. I have a sample here real quick. So I don't know if you can see this real quick, but up on top, I don't know, can you see that? Anyway, we've got better pictures of this. But I was able to burn on the back of the tile, and that means I can put all sorts of information on there. I can put batch numbers of when the tiles were painted. I can put information about what colors and what order they were used. When I burn the tile, I can put those dates on there. I can put the parameters on there, you know, how it was burned. So there's quite a bit of information that can be burned on the back. There's just not a ton of room for it. I mean, there's all this space, but there's all these ridges on here as part of the backing design of the tile. So, you know, in between here is a good spot maybe. I don't know. We'll see what I do with that. This video kind of goes into how I burn these. I ended up at 500 millimeters per minute at 100% power with my 5500 milliwatt laser. So that's 1.5 watts, which isn't a whole lot for some of those lasers that are out there. It's enough to burn these tiles. So let's take a quick look at how that did. I just used light burn, just put in a real quick test text and set up the parameters. Let's see how that turned out.
With the laser focused, the next step is to get it positioned in the lower left-hand corner of the little rectangle. That's where I'm going to do my test burn. I'm just going to do the word test and the date in the format year, month, and day. By holding the shift key down while pressing frame within light burn, I'm able to get a good visual of exactly where the laser is going to burn. It does a rectangle of the outer edges of what I have set to burn. So a slight adjustment to the left, and let's check that again. Okay, that looks good. It's difficult to see what's being burned with the laser actually going because it doesn't turn black like it does when we do the other side of the tile. Now that it's complete, let's take a closer look at this, and you can see how it's turned out. It's not real dark, yet it's very readable. This worked well. I'm going to try doing the same thing, but on a section where I had used a Sharpie highlighter to darken it up. I want to see if that helps the text stand out at all. Upon completion, we'll take a close look, and it really didn't help at all on this. The Sharpie marker does soak into the tile, so not something I would try again.
I hope you found that interesting. If these are the type of videos that you like to watch, please think about subscribing to the channel. That helps out the stats and all sorts of weird things and helps bring in a little bit of money to fund this sort of project. Thank you so much, and have fun doing your CNC at home projects.
groups